can turn the world on with a smile. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, don't need to fake it. You can never down, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Jodie Emery Show. Today's Thursday, November 10th, and there are 971 days until Marc's early release date of July 9th, 2014. Yes, we are counting down the days. Some people say it's not a good way to do it, but for Marc and I, we really like seeing those numbers ticking downward. He's almost at his halfway point in his sentence, so we're really looking forward to getting this year over with and into 2012, and we'll be closer to getting him home. Every day that passes by, he's closer to being home. I just went to visit Marc down in Mississippi last weekend, and it was actually quite frustrating. On Saturday, there was fog everywhere, and when it's foggy, the prisoners aren't allowed out of their cells. So we had to wait hours in this little room with over 50 people packed into a room for 24. It was very uncomfortable sitting on the floor, waiting and waiting to be able to go in. But finally, we were able to. And it was a much shorter visit than usual, but of course I'm grateful for any minute that I'm even with Marc. Sunday was an excellent visit. We really made up for it. I made him laugh a lot. We had a good discussion about many different things, so that was really wonderful, and he's still feeling great from that visit. So thank you to everybody who has contributed towards me and Marc getting through this, either through sending him commissary money to buy email and phone minutes and extra food from commissary, or donating to me so I can go visit him and keep his spirits up, because it's really quite a soul-crushing experience being down there. Some of the bad news is that they've installed triple bunks into the cells, and for the last while it's only been 2 people, Marc and his cellmate Wally, but now they're bringing in third inmates, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, very crowded. Can you imagine living in something the space of your bathroom or a bit bigger than that, and having to be locked in there with 2 other people all the time, share the same toilet in the same room? It's just, it's very depressing. So Marc would really appreciate hearing from people, and getting mail and letters and all that really keeps his spirits up. So thank you for writing him. The address is at freemarc.ca. And we're still waiting on a response from the White House for the petition. They have issued responses for other petitions, and nothing yet for the Pardon Marc Emery one. So continue signing it. It's past the 30-day deadline, but there's over 8,000 on there, so you can add your name if you haven't already, just to add to those numbers. Hopefully we'll get a response soon, and it would be wonderful if Marc was pardoned and sent home to be here with us by Christmas. But one can dream. There's still a little bit of hope left. You know, Obama's disappointed us in a lot of ways, but he still has the opportunity to make good decisions. So go ahead and sign that and check it out at freemarc.ca. Tonight, I'm going to be going to an event here, right next door at the Woodwards facility at Simon Fraser University. They're holding an event called Down to the Wire. There's an ex-cop from Baltimore, a doctor, and others who are discussing on a panel how cannabis prohibition is causing violence. This is organized by the group called Stop the Violence BC. I showed you a newspaper clipping that I had been mentioned in, talking about that organization and their push to end prohibition. So that's tonight. We'll try and take in the Pot TV camera and record what goes on there. It's great to see the discussion coming forward everywhere in Canada and the US. The talking is continuing, and that's what we need to keep pushing for: education and awareness. That's really how we're going to keep winning. So I'll be there and hopefully see some other Vancouver people around, and be sure to support any event, any discussion in your community to keep our message pushing forward. I'm wearing today a white poppy. Here in Canada we have Remembrance Day, and everybody wears the red poppies for remembering in Flanders Fields, and I'm kind of frustrated every year. We have the ceremony taking place right across the street at Victory Square. So every year we have a bunch of military and tons of people and politicians and media all gathering just right out front. We can't even be open for business. It's so packed. It's the City of Vancouver's official event. And last year I held up a sign that said, "No more war," and that grabbed people's attention. And this year I want to remind people even more strongly that Canada is getting very militaristic under Harper. A lot of money is being spent on the military and on war. And war always equals death. I mean, that's what Remembrance Day is, to remember the horrors of war that took so many lives and why we should never repeat it again. So for me, I get very upset about the fact that the military is kind of co-opting this day to make it seem like dying in war is an honor that others should aspire to. I really get upset because war is horrific. War results in children and innocent people being murdered every single day, with our tax dollars being forcibly taken from us to finance it. So people need to remember what that means, and that's why I made a big banner that says, "War equals death, no more war," and an image of a soldier standing next to graves. The image there, you can see it. It's something powerful, I hope will remind people why we're remembering war and why it should never happen again. The white poppy is to represent peace. A friend of ours, Mick Mann, who has a live show on Cannabis Culture and Pot TV, he painted his poppy white. I loved it. I made one. Greg, Marijuana Man, made one. And we like to show people that we're trying to fight for peace here, not for more war. So happy Remembrance Day. If you can say happy, in that we can hope it reminds people why they should try and stop the atrocities from ever happening again. I came across some news that really bothered me. This is just a little tidbit I'll share with you to do your own research. But lately we've seen a lot in the news about K2 and spice and these legal marijuana compounds that young people are smoking, and it's driving them crazy, and they're going to emergency rooms and chaos is breaking out. And if you actually Google it, you'll find that it was developed by a scientist with a grant from the National Institute of Drug Abuse in the United States. These people developed this sort of super potent fake cannabis that's actually causing some harms amongst people. That can't be denied. It's not very good, but that's because it's synthetic. It's not the real deal, and it's causing problems for people. But they're trying to make it look like marijuana drives you crazy, when really we need to be sticking with the natural organic plant matter. And it's just an interesting note to remind you who's against or who's for prohibition, who's against legalization, what their motives are, and what they're willing to do to keep this all going on. So you can look that up and share it if you want. I posted something on Facebook about it, and you can always see a lot of posts there. And of course, it's getting close to Christmas time. I'm going to take this moment to shamelessly self-promote Marc Emery's Cannabis Culture headquarters. We have a lot of stuff online and in-store that you can buy for the holidays coming up. Of course, get all your ganja goodies and stocking stuffers for your little pot friends and your brothers and sisters and whoever uses our wonderful cannabis plant. You can come down here and check out what we've got in store and get it now while you can beat the crowds, because it sure gets packed down here as Christmas gets closer. So check out cannabisculture.com/store and see what you might like there. Hopefully we can get it to you in time to put under your Christmas tree and you can enjoy it with everybody on Christmas Day. I know it's only November, but you've got to start early. And this is a wonderful place to do it. So thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned to cannabisculture.com and Pot TV, because we've got lots of live shows and news stories all the time, always trying to keep you informed. And we appreciate you tuning in and reading our stuff, sharing it around. Thanks a lot, everybody. And remember to try and do all you can to free Marc Emery.